Hello dear learners, welcome to today's program. I am Dr. Pallavi Gogoi of KKHSOU State Open University. Today I shall take up unit from the course titled English Social and Cultural History, Block 4, Literature Romantic till Modern. The unit is titled Unit 15, The Modern Age till World War II, and we shall discuss modern novel and drama. So this is the third video of this particular unit. Starting with the table of contents, first I shall begin with learning objectives, followed by a brief introduction, and then we shall move on to questions to check your progress and the references. Coming to your learning objectives, after going through this unit, you will be able to discuss some of the important trends of modern novel, and also you will be able to discuss some of the important trends of modern drama. Starting with a modern novel, from 1890 to 1918, Thomas Hardy, H.G. Wells, Joseph Conrad, Henry James, John Galsworthy and their ilk devoted themselves to these issues. Abandoning the direct, loose biographical method, these writers were in favor of an indirect, or you can say an oblique narrative with great concern over pattern, composition and characterization based on the study of the inner consciousness. So this is a very important term with regard to this particular period, inner consciousness, where you have people turning an inward eye, okay? The concern with the inner self. Now this was also the period in which the novel of ideas and social purpose came up. Novelists like Thomas Hardy and Joseph Conrad proposed that the aim of the novel should be to interpret life, while novelists like Butler, Wells and Galsworthy saw it as a means of social propaganda or as a medium for disseminating their ideas on religion, shifting social values, family life, etc. Another underlying strain of modern novel of this period was realism. French influences from the likes of Flaubert, Zola, Maupassant and Balzac was clearly felt as the English writers learned about the art of minutely accurate portrayal of everyday life with special emphasis on structure, pattern, style and the finish. The Russian authors like Dostoevsky, Turgenev and Tolstoy found a new interest in the darker hidden sides of human nature. Besides this, the growing popularity of the short story writing could be seen everywhere. Now, writers like Hardy, Bennett, Conrad, Gissing, Kipling, Wells and Moore all wrote in this form, that is the short story, with great success. From 1918 to 1930 time, during this period, the form of the novel became an interpreter of life. The disillusionment, cynicism, despair and bewilderment following World War II are nowhere to be seen so clearly than in the novel. The novelists of this period experimented with new forms of fiction. The most significant novelist of the pre-war period was Henry James, and of the interwar years was James Joyce. The presentation of the stream of consciousness. Now take care of this term, stream of consciousness. The use of the interior monologue and an elusive style were the main characteristics of the novelists who attempted to write from within the mind of their characters. Now coming to modern drama, to highlight the period from 1890 to 1918, within the melodrama itself, there could be a significant development from romantic and historical themes to more domestic themes. Now the movement towards realism revealed considerable impetus from the work of T.W. Robertson, a writer of comedies, who introduced the idea of a serious theme underlying the humor and characters and dialogue of a more natural kind. This trend was later continued by Henry Arthur James and Sir A.W. Pinero. It was not until the 90s when the influence of Ibsen, Henrik Ibsen that is, was strongly felt, and George Bernard Shaw produced his first plays, that the necessary impetus was there to carry the serious drama over into the field of social, domestic or personal problems. You will find that novelists like James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, Aldous Huxley and Dorothy Miller Richardson, they excelled in these types of novels. William Faulkner, Scott Fitzgerald, Sinclair Lewis, John Dos Passos, Theodore Dreiser were the most important American novelists of the time. The works of Sigmund Freud More specifically, his interpretation of dreams became a handbook for all interested in the study of personality and the human mind. Freud's study of the subconsciousness and the unconscious encouraged the novelist's tendency to dwell more and more within the mind of his character. D.H. Lawrence, James Joyce, and Virginia Woolf were among the major writers whose works reflect strongly the influences of modern psychology. This is why we talked about the stream of consciousness, the stepping into the inner realm of the mind. A period so keenly aware of social problems was an admirable breeding ground for the drama of ideas, and themes of drama became the problems of religion, youth and age, labor, and capital. In widening the scope of the drama, Ibsen and then Shaw, Galsworthy, and Granville Barker were of paramount importance, as I already mentioned, and they did much in this regard. From 1918 to 39, the most influential practitioner of modern English drama is George Bernard Shaw, who influenced the modernist spirit into standard theatrical forms. Nearly all his plays addressed the prevalent social problems of the time. Shaw examined education, marriage, religion, government, health care, and class privilege. However, the reaction against realism soon began to be felt, and by the 1920s, experimental drama from Russia, Germany, Czechoslovakia, Italy, and France began to influence the drama worldwide. Important dramatists contributing to the new movement were Luigi Pirandello's Six Characters in Search of an Author and seminal work, Karel Čapek, Jean Cocteau, George Kaiser, and Ernst Toller. In the 30s, the verse plays of W. H. Auden and Christopher Isherwood achieved some success. T.S. Eliot's Murder in the Cathedral, written for performance in Canterbury Cathedral, is one of his greatest theatrical achievements. Of the expressionist dramatists writing in English, the most important was undoubtedly the American dramatist Eugene O'Neill. Expressionist drama was concerned not with society but with man. It aimed to offer a deep subjective psychological analysis, not so much of an individual as of a type, and it made much of the subconsciousness. So this brings us to the end of the highlights on modern novel and modern drama. Here are the questions to check your progress, starting with question number 1. What was new about the modern novel? Question number 2. What were the influences of French writers on the English novelists? Question number 3. What were the changes in the novelistic form in the period between 1918 to 1939? Question number 4. Who were some of the major authors of the modern age? And question number 5. What were the changes in the trends of modern drama brought by the form of expressionist drama? You are also requested to go through the MA English SLM, that is the self-learning material of English social and cultural history, for a more detailed and in-depth study. Thank you, dear learners.